Hey guys, and welcome back to part number 3 of the best future funding firms in the industry right now for us future traders. So let's get started right away. There are two main reasons why I'm updating to part number 3 for the best future funding firms, and that first reason would be right here. I already posted it on our accumulation zone Discord server. If you haven't joined that yet, there's a link for it in the description box below. Because, right here in the announcement, I mentioned that TradeDay has announced an activation fee once you pass the challenge. So you have time until the 1st of December. If you sign up before the 1st of December, you don't have to pay that activation fee. So if you always wanted to trade with TradeDay, make sure to get that offer. There's a link right here on our Discord and in the video description box below where you can get a 20% discount. The second major update for part 3 of the best future funding firm is apexinvesting.com. So Apex Investing basically is a company from Apex Funding. They're separate, but they sell an Apex trade copier. And what's the big deal about it? So with Apex Funding, you can actually connect up to 20 different Apex accounts, setting them up in NinjaTrader. And with their new update that they just released yesterday, you don't have to trade on NinjaTrader. You just have to set everything up, your master and your slave accounts for the trade copier, and you are still able to execute on TradeOvate or even on TradingView, and all your trades are being copied onto all these other accounts, and you can modify all that. There's a good explanation video right here on their website. Simply watch that and it will all make sense. So that's another point that I want to discuss in this video, because Apex really offers a great opportunity for us traders here, and I want to talk a little bit more about that. And also because they have a 90% discount going on. So now let's get started right away comparing all the future funding firms, but I'm not going to go through them each on their own. If you want to see that, make sure to watch part 2 of the best future funding firms. I'm only going to compare the funded accounts and the evaluation challenges with each other to give you a good overview of which futures funding firm you should sign up with. And let's do exactly that. We're going to compare TOPSTEP, Apex Trader Funding, Take Profit Trader, and TradeDay. And the only major thing that changed here is that now with TradeDay, your challenge fee has been increased from $165 without the activation fee to $304. And now really there's not too much of a difference between all of them. Eventually you're gonna end up paying $300 once you pass the 50k challenge. So just by comparing price of the 50k challenges, we can actually see that Take Profit Trader offers the cheapest challenge with the activation fee. Always keep the activation fee in mind when comparing prices. But of course, we cannot disregard discounts. Right now, Apex for the next 16 hours is offering a 90% sale. Take Profit Trader is offering a 50% discount for life and an extra account of the same size for free once you're funded. So with the current Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever discounts that are going on, we can see that Apex Trader Funding has the upper hand, because for a 50k challenge, you only end up paying $170, followed by TOPSTEP, but TOPSTEP doesn't have a ongoing promotion. It's just the regular $50 for the 50k account, plus the $150 activation fee once you're funded. Take Profit Trader comes in at $215, and TradeDay, all of a sudden, once we get the activation fee going on from the 1st of December, where we have to pay an additional $140, actually ends up being the most expensive one. There's a discount in the video description box below for a 20% off, and instead of paying $304 for a TradeDay 50k challenge, you only end up paying $271. But of course, it's not all about the money. The decision shouldn't be based on how much you have to spend. Look at it as an investment, because you really want to pick the best future funding firm that suits your trading style. And here we have the comparison for the challenge, but in reality, we don't want to spend forever taking the challenge. So take a look at this, compare it, check out what you like the most, which is the easiest to pass. The easiest to pass in regards of your drawdown to profit target ratio, in this case would be Apex, But yeah, the only downside that I see with Apex Trader Funding is that your drawdown is being calculated intraday. But now let's take a look at the more important comparison. For me, it's the funded account comparison, because we don't want to spend forever on our demo challenge account. We want to get paid from our efforts. And nothing has changed here really. We still have the same rules as in video number 2 about the best future funding firms. Best thing for me is take Profit Trader and TradeDay, because you can get immediate payouts. So let's say you passed your challenge, you made a $500 profit, you can cash that out immediately. Of course, you have to understand that that's going to be deducted from your trailing drawdown until you reach the safety net threshold, usually your intraday drawdown or your max drawdown in profit once you reach that. So for the example here with TPT, once you reach 4% of your 50K account, which would be $2,000, your max drawdown locks in at the initial balance of $50,000, and it locks in there, and every profit that you make above that 4% threshold or safety pillow, you can pay that out without losing anything of your max drawdown. It remains locked at the 50K initial account balance. And that's really the same for TOPSTEP, Apex, Take Profit Trader, and TradeDay. So that 0-day immediate payout is just a fancy thing that sells good and makes it look better. I still like Apex and Take Profit Trader the most out of all the funded account companies that I have been comparing so far today. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you which future funding firms you want to sign up with. That all depends on what suits your personality and your trading style the most. If you, for example, don't want to have a consistency rule on your funded account, well, then Apex just isn't for you. And if you want these immediate 0-day withdrawals, then Take Profit Trader or TradeDay is likely the right prop firm for you. Just make sure you really study the prop firm well, know all their rules before you sign up with them. Otherwise, that would just be no proper risk management, like entering a trade before doing your analysis just based on a gut feeling or because they have a huge sale going on. Do your research, and yeah, that's the best advice that I can give you. But before I'm ending this video, I also want to talk about the Apex Trader Funding Trade Copier and what possibility that Trade Copier can give us as future traders, really. Because if we look at it, with Apex Trader Funding, we can have 20 Apex accounts at the same time. So 20 accounts right here at the top. With TOPSTEP, we are only allowed to have 3. Same goes for Take Profit Trader. I'm not sure about TradeDay, but with Apex, we have the opportunity to have 20 funded accounts at the same time. Let's do a realistic comparison and say right now we got 10 Apex accounts with the 90% sale. We paid our activation fee. We also have the Ninja Trader Trade Copier, and now we're starting to trade with 10 Apex accounts at the same time. And what does this allow us to do? Well, now we have 10 times the margin of, let's do the 50K account, of a $2,500 drawdown. Right here, 10 times 2,500. So by copying all your accounts, you can basically get more margin for your 10 Apex accounts. Instead of just trading one, where you have $2,500 in total drawdown, you now basically have $25,000 in drawdown. And now you might be asking, how does this work? It's very simple math. If we have 10 funded 50K Apex accounts, we have a total margin across all accounts of $25,000. And if we risk 0.2% of our entire margin per trade, per account, we risk $500 total across all accounts. And let's compare that to trading with one account. One account, we have 10 times less margin or drawdown available, and to make the same amount of money per trade, we have to risk 1%. So we basically have to risk 5 times more compared to 10 accounts, and this automatically gives us more margin. So right here, by risking 0.2% per trade, we can take 5 times as many losing trades before we blow our account, comparing it to just trading with one account. And that's the tiny but very crucial difference. With our single 50K funded account, risking 1% per trade, we can lose a total of 5 trades in a row before our account is completely gone. If we compare that to 10 funded accounts, we can lose now 25 trades in a row, which gives us a lot more room to breathe. And in the end of the day, we're making the same amount of money. We're just risking less, but by using the trade copier and having 10 accounts with more margin at the same time, yeah, we still, like I said, make the same amount of money by risking less. Of course, it takes a little bit more of a initial investment to get 10 Apex funding accounts, but eventually that's going to pay off, because then you can drastically increase your entire margin, you risk less and make the same amount of money, and you give yourself more room to breathe, risking the same amount of money just by using the Apex Trader Funding Trade Copier. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me on the Accumulation Zone Discord server. I'm happy to answer to all your questions, or of course, simply put a comment into the comment section below this video. And that's the end of our best future funding firm comparison, part number 3. And I think it's really important to include the ability that we have with Apex to give ourselves more margin. And comparing this opportunity that we have with Apex Trader Funding and comparing it to all the other future funding firms, well, 25 losing trades in a row, still making the same amount of money that we would with just one funded account, really blows me away. So make sure to take Apex up on that 90% discount offer for the next 16 hours. And if you want to support me, feel free to use the link in the video description box below. That really helps out small YouTubers like me. So until next time, when I'm going to update the funded account comparison for part number 4, or during all my daily New York and London session live streams here on YouTube and on my Discord server, I will see you later.